Welcome back to my channel, Luke Reacts 20, and in today's video, it is episode 3 of Who the Hell Is, and we are with Laura.
Slavandic or Slavandic if you're from the Balkans.
Ooh, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. You good?
Yeah, fabulous. Now I'm talking to you.
Oh, we're here to slay.
Yeah, not here to stay, here to
Here to slay. Okay.
Laura, I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
You are a London girl.
I am.
Where's the best place in London for some pie and mash?
Ah! The only place I can think of is a place in Essex. It's called Robin's. It's
Ooh.
homemade pie and mash. It's the best thing you can have. If
Mm.
anyone's not tried it, go and try it. Or if you go to the football game, they actually sell it. Go and try it.
What team do you support?
Oh, I'm a West Ham supporter.
Nice, West Ham.
Yeah, you're just like, I have no idea, but it's nice. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we're gonna say because the game last week was atrocious, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
But what
Hmm.
day in the life of you look like when you're not filming?
When I'm not filming, oh God. Well, I get up in the morning as everyone does.
Yeah.
I go to work. I work in central London, so she does have a day job for those that think I don't. Psych your mother. And then I'll come home. I'll always be socializing with friends. I'll always be talking to friends. I'm either out with friends or come home, cook food, and take the dog for a walk. And then I just chill out with music in my ears, or I'll go to the gym. And that is literally me.
What dog do you have? What breed?
So he's a cross between a Bichon Frise and a Shih Tzu. Basically,
Small.
just a little fat bastard.
What's he
He's
called?
that big baby. He's called Archie. He's a little baby. He'll sit there and beg when he's not getting attention with his two paws like that, and I just pick him up like a baby. I am like a literal dog mum. It's terrible. I dress him up even though he doesn't want to be.
Me too, me too. Because
Terrible.
there are babies, they're fair
He
babies.
is my child. I'm 27 with no man. That's the closest thing I've got to a child.
And obviously, like when I saw your social media and stuff, and when I've spoken to you in the past, I know you travel a
I
lot.
do. I
So,
do.
favorite place you've been to?
Oh God, that's a tough one. Oh God, I think I have two. Because I
Okay.
always, because of obviously family in Sweden, I always go there. So that's completely out of the question. But Prague has
Mm,
always got a special place in my heart. I always feel like I'm at home when I'm in Prague, or Copenhagen.
yeah,
Love, love, love Copenhagen. It's just one of the nicest and safest places to be.
it's so safe. Literally.
Yeah, it's just the people are so friendly. It's so warm. All right, it's a little bit spenny, but it's worth it.
No, it really is. Like, that's always up there for me when people are.
Especially in the winter, like Christmas. You go to Nyhavn. Oh, one of the most best places to go.
Oh, have you been to Tivoli Gardens?
I have. I have. I went in October, like no, November last year. So it's just a tail end off of Halloween. So I did
Oh,
all the Halloween stuff and I was just like in my element, like me and my best friend that I took because it was a birthday present for her. I
nice.
paid for us to go. So I took her and surprised her. She's like, oh my God, we're in Safari Gardens. Oh my God.
Sound like Gemma Collins then.
Oh
I
my God. Oh my God. I can't do it. It's like having a job 24/7. I'm claustrophobic, Darren.
Oh, icon. But yeah, I do agree. I think Copenhagen's gorgeous. So like if you've never been, go.
Oh, absolutely go. Highly recommend.
And obviously you are known as Slavandic. So come
I
on,
am.
tell me why.
I get asked it a lot. So, obviously with Prague, I used to work in Prague. I used to do dental recruitment in Prague.
Oh,
And then because of COVID, we had to come back. So I tried to speak Czech, and it was absolutely awful. So I used to get called Slav a lot, like the fake Slav, because obviously I had the blondish hair and the natural hair, and I looked at the time very, very big. So they used to call me Slav. And then the other end of the name is actually my Nordic heritage, which comes from Sweden. So if you put the two in, and it was in my head for a while, and I was umming and ahhing, and I was like, I've had different names of my original, like my real name in the past. I'm like, I don't really want that. It doesn't really suit who I am. And then it just came into my head, and I was sitting on it for a while, and I was like, you know what? I'll just make a go of it. And then it's just been there ever since.
But what was your first memory like of Eurovision?
Oh God. I mean, I've got quite a I sound completely deranged, but I've got quite a good memory. My mum always used to play Eurovision in the background when I was growing up. So essentially it's from when I was about 2 years old, from in 1998. But from what I can remember visually, it would be 2001 when Estonia won with Dave Benton.
Oh, okay.
So, and ever since then, it's been every year. And I mean, I didn't really delve into the reacting sides. Funny enough, until 2019, and I actually had a video on my channel because it used to be a vlog of my daily life, my channel.
Yeah.
There's a typical influencer, I guess you could say, in inverted commas, would do. But I actually deleted it because I thought it was really silly of me to do. And then COVID come along, and I was working from home in 2021, as most of us were. I was like, you know what? I'm really considering going back to it. And I was like, let me just take the risk. So I'm quite a risk taker. So I
Yeah.
just took the risk, and I done Lithuania with the route, and I ended up with like near enough 10K on my first video. And I was like, broke the market, let's go. And
Yes.
ever since then, it's just been history.
Yeah, I love that. Because the thing is, as well, is I think a lot of people, like when it comes to like reacting and stuff, you want to do it, but then there's always a
Yeah.
reason why you don't. And then
Why
you,
you don't want to do it? A, because of work. B, because you think you're going to get judged. Who cares? Genuinely, I was like that to start with. I was so, because I suffer from anxiety, so I was so anxiety prone, like people are going to hate me. Oh my God, what if I said this or what if that? And I get really nervous. Now I'm like, yeah, what? I'm like, I don't, I genuinely just don't care what people think. Fun fact, I've been sacked from 3 jobs for doing reacting because
really?
they didn't like, yeah, because they didn't like who I am as a person. Didn't
What?
like it.
What?
Yeah, so they sacked me. So that's for you, and that's what karma does to you. Thank you very much.
Exactly, like fuck them.
100%.
But obviously, you said what 2001. But what was your favorite year, like of all
Oh,
time?
oh God. I've had a few good years, but the one that stuck with me the most is probably 2012 when Turkey was still in the contest with Jan Bonomo. That one's really stuck with me.
That
Or
was
2008 with Serbia.
what was Serbia?
Molitva.
Oh, of course, of course. Yes. No.
Yeah,
2012, that was the year like I properly watched it. And
yeah.
now we do need to talk about a certain Slovenian group.
Right, okay.
Why do you love Joker out so much?
Do you know what it is? When I done my reaction and they first saw it, I didn't expect it for one. I was very grateful for that. And then they met me. I can't remember who recognised me first. I think it was Boyan, and then Chris actually recognised me, and it was like a tail effect. And they just met me, and we sort of clicked and vibe very well. But that message that they portray across in their music is exactly what I stand for. You need to stop doing this for the generations that are coming up in the world and what we are doing to the planet. We need to make a change within the industry. We need to just do these things of what they were saying in their song with Elvis Costello with New Wave. It just makes sense. And I remember when New Wave was released, I sat there on the train to work at my day job, and I just was holding back tears in my eyes because it just made so much sense to what we're living in now. And and it is right what they say. It is such a dark time for what they're living in, and for what we're living in and what we're growing up in. That something that, even though it's so small, it can make a massive impact, and that's exactly what they're doing, and I really respect them for that. And the fact, as a kid, my dad's a lead guitarist in live bands, so I was brought up around live bands and live music
What they do.
24/7.
Yeah.
Literally, there's not a day where there wasn't music being played. Even in school, all my school reports were saying she loves live music, she's very musical, she's very gifted, she's this. Even in like the theatre sector, I studied musical theatre at uni,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'd been on London stages performing, on and off from the age of 3, so most of my life. So with stage schools and with other things going on, it just felt like it's a click, if you know what I mean. So with the live bands, to me, I warm to live bands because that's genuine music. Genuine artists recognise genuine people, and genuine people recognise genuine artists. So it did make sense. I hope they're doing well. I'm going to see them in March on tour, so I look forward to seeing
Nice. Okay,
them.
so we're gonna play a little game.
Okay, I love a game.
And you won. Like, we've not done this one with the other guests yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say a country.
Mm-hmm.
Simply tell me your favorite entry by them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, obviously, the UK.
Oh, Imani, where are you now?
Valid.
I have that song on repeat.
Hey, Cyprus.
Oh, that's a tough one. Hybris, probably Ella Andromachi.
That was my first of 2022. I saw her live. Still my first. Did I?
Oh, she's a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. I really want to see her in Greece.
Yeah. And she's like so different as well. Like now, like it's more even more traditional.
Yeah, she's more of a live singer than she is like a studio singer.
I honestly think as well, if like she's someone where I'm like, she needs to come back and get that like revenge because she could do top 10, like top 5
Oh
years.
yeah, I mean, I can understand how she felt from being in the press centre at Liverpool. The amount of rehearsals they do is ridiculous. I don't think they get time to breathe, if I'm honest. It got to a point where acts were actually cancelling interviews, like because they were ending up sick or they were just overtired, and it's completely understandable. And if I get, like, blamed for letting that out, I'm just stating facts here. But you can see why some singers are the way they are when it comes to the final or the semi-finals, because they're just so drained and they're like asleep. It's like PR this, interview that. I've got performance in this. Go to a club, dude. It's like Lady Gaga. Another
Yep.
club. Prepares another club. It's literally like that.
My God.
Yeah, it's
In-
tough.
I think you're gonna struggle with this. Sweden.
Funny enough, it's not Loreen. It
Ooh.
is Erik Saade, popular. My mum's just set the fire alarm off. I do apologise. Erik Saade, popular because that's how I met my best friend,
Wow.
through Erik Saade's music, and she's like my sister. I'm now maid of honour at her wedding. So yeah,
Oh,
mycket Erik Saade för allt.
and as well, like I think you and your friend can obviously bond over his attractiveness.
Oh girly, that man is manning.
When he came back with
Oh god, I know his manager. I shouldn't really say that.
when
No, he's fine. Thomas Lingman, I'm very sorry. Forlåt me.
if you watching this,
I doubt it, but
when he came back with Every Minute and his like cricket outfit vibe, I was like,
oh, how honestly, he is like bowls at 12, performing at 9. Literally.
what a beautiful specimen. I obviously know your answer to this, but have you ever been to Eurovision before or a pre-party?
So last year was my first year doing pre-parties and Eurovision. So I went to London Eurovision for the first time ever last year. And then I was in Liverpool,
And
first ever Eurovision.
what a way to be as your first one because
Oh, it was a dream. It
what's
was such a dream.
cool.
Oh, I was so grateful to be there. The people are so warm and friendly, and they just don't judge you for whatever you are. You could get in a cab and they just talk to you as if you're like one of them, like a Liverpudlian. And it was cheap as fuck. I was so happy. I was like, girlie, I'm living. But when we stayed there, we rented a house between a few of reactor friends of mine, and we literally just had the time of our lives. Even when I was doing appearances on La Pichaneta, which is Spanish TV, Greek TV, and stuff like that, I was extremely grateful for the opportunities that came my way. And I actually am going to Malmo this year, funny enough, with some Eurovision tea guys. So we're all gonna rent a little house and spend the
Oh,
week.
that is so cute. Was there any like crazy moments in Liverpool? Like, did you get absolutely off your head?
I mean, you probably see the video at Wee Wee Jam. Bless Sinan. I'm so sorry, Sinan. I love you. Volente Dushislato. I got very drunk at the Wee Wee Jam,
Mhm.
and Madame Marouv came on, and there's actually a clip of me where I'm on the floor, twerking on the floor, doing Marouv's choreography, and poor Sinan had to get me up, and I nearly pulled him down with me.
As you do.
And I fell in the bath in the press centre and I couldn't get out of it. So bless my friend Oz had to pull me out.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, and I mean I had brown hair at the time, like highlighted, and everyone was looking at me like, what the fuck is this girl doing? I was like, I'm being judged right now so hard.
You have a very like I'd say loud,
I
bubbly
am.
personality.
I am.
How have you like when people have been nasty to you in the past, like how has that made you feel? Like has it affected you a lot? Or have you just because you're like
So
to
not to do the sob story here, but I was bullied a lot as a kid.
okay.
Either online, in jobs, and through school and university and college. So, and I had a lot of tough love growing up. So I've sort of not got this hard shell, but I
Hmm.
know how to react to certain things. So someone comes to me, say about my appearance, I'm like, sweet, okay, she's just cool. But what people say to you in, you know, you're disgusting, your tooth gap is in, you're this, you'll find it's just that insecurities being projected onto you because they're not happy with themselves. It's like what Prince says, anyone that is nasty to you and is, coming at you, as you would say, it's just a perception of themselves that they're not happy with. And as long as you remember that and remember who you are and you stay true to who you are, the right people around you will stay with you. The ones that it's like you reap what you sow. What you put out is what you get back in the universe. And being a spiritual person, it does work. Manifestations are real. So that will go back to them regardless. So I've always had this thing, especially with performing, because it was such a harsh industry, you sort of had to toughen up a little bit to actually, get through things. Like if I had an injury and I fell off a set once and I was crying in pain, my knee and my ankle were out here huge.
Ooh,
I was off stage for about 2 minutes and I was back on like nothing had happened. I
yeah.
might have been limping a little bit, but that could be because my monitor had fallen out or my earpiece had fallen out. You never would have known.
Oh,
So
different.
that's why when I got a load of shit like 2021 with Morniskin, I got death threats. I was like, nice, yeah. So I was like, nice, okay, thanks very much. And it sort of just you sort of become a bit like it not ignorant, but you just ignore it because at the end of the day they're just behind a keyboard, and 99% of the time the people that give you hate are the ones that are closest to you. It's a rare occasion that you'll find someone that is, one of your subscribers or, someone that just follows you randomly because you're in the fandom. It's normally people that are closest to you because they can see what you've got in you and they haven't taken the risk to do that themselves. And
One.
that is literally all it is. So yeah, I've sort of become just a bit reluctant to it. I'm like, okay.
Hmm. Like, yeah, I honestly feel like I can like what's the word? I can
Relate. Relate.
just a simple word, relate. Because
Yeah.
like I was bullied and stuff. I do think because we've got big personalities, I think
Yeah.
people think they can not get away, but like they're like, oh, they can take it. But
Yeah.
like I honestly, I'd say maybe the last few months is when I felt like more myself. And
Yeah.
that's
You do.
yeah, through therapy and stuff like that. And I just think like as Caroline Flack and all of that, like be kind,
Yeah.
be nice.
100%. That's why I'm always nice to people. If I come for someone like I did with a Serbian singer last year, it's because what they were doing was wrong. And I always come for someone when I know something's wrong, whether other people see it or not. Eventually, it does come out, and it actually did come out what he done. So yeah, once you get to know me behind closed doors, like I'm actually quite a caring person.
Ah,
I've got a very big heart and I do care a lot for people. If you need help, like even with YouTube channel, I'll be there for you. I'll give you tips and pointers and stuff like that. And deep down, I'm actually quite sensitive, but I don't show it because I know half the time I don't need to be sensitive over it. But being a Virgo, I'm a huge overthinker and I'm an empath. So mixing those together sometimes when you're really not okay, it's not a vibe.
and like, would you say you not struggle, but like you're quite hard to let people into your life? Does it take time?
I can read people very well.
Yes.
And if I sort of get a gut feeling, being intuitive, I sort of get a gut feeling to know who's good for me and who's not. I mean, sometimes I may miss that and it comes out in the end and I feel stupid for not realizing before, like we would all, but I do know. And sometimes I may ignore the signs because I've got plans already with them and I just want to go and do that plan because it won't be fair on them. But after that, I'll have a conversation with them like an adult. And then if we don't talk anymore, that's fine. I wish you all the best. If you're distant, okay, cool. When you're ready, we'll have a chat. If you still want to be friends with me, don't expect me to be the bestest friend to you because I know exactly what you're like.
But
Pretty much.
reach.
Literally.
But okay, what I do want to ask is, what made you want to start reacting? Like, why did you want to put yourself in the community?
So I I remember, funny enough, I remember watching a really good friend of mine, Noosh, and Luke White
Yeah.
in 2020, and I obviously I had my YouTube channel before, and as you scroll back you can see my old videos of my life in Prague, you know, a daily update of a company that I actually got put behind bars because they were fraudulent. Yeah, oh god, I've been a fighter. But then I stopped and I was like, well, I don't really perform anymore because I had to retire because of an accident.
Oh, okay.
um Something's missing in my life, and it just from watching Noosh and Luke, I was like, I want to do this, but I'm so scared. And my anxiety was taking over. It was like, you don't want to do this, you that. And once I sat there working from home in 2021,
Mm.
something just come over me and I was like, you know what, it's in my head. And I was like, do I take the leap? Do I do it? And as soon as I was like, fuck it, let me just take the leap. I got my ring light, I got my phone, because all I do is on my phone. I don't have anything fancy.
No.
Literally got my phone and I just recorded for Lithuania 2021. I put it up, not expecting anyone to see it. Within half hour, I had 1K.
Wow.
I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm very grateful. And it went on. And I only used to do when the countries had their official song. And it was only last year I delved into the national finals a little bit more. And I noticed that I have such a passion for this and such a love for this. I haven't felt this love since I was on stage as a kid. And it's something I know, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I know I can do well in.
Mm.
And because of my personality and how I come across, I don't take any of it for granted whatsoever. And I just feel so strongly about it. It's the same with Eurovision Tea. I feel so strongly and really believe that we will do so well with it, regardless if we chop and change members and have guests, because there's 10 of us.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, I know and I really believe we could do something with it.
Mm.
And that's literally how I come into reacting. And the rest has literally just been history. Like some of these people I've met are literally just my friends for life. Regardless if I talk to them all the time or it's only a little bit of chat, they're a good friend of mine. If they call me at 3 in the morning, I'll be there for them. So it does open doors for you. It literally does. And it's the only thing you can really, really be grateful for.
And literally, you just mentioned it then. But for my next question, how did you get involved with Eurovision Tea?
So, funny enough, last year the dynamic changed a little bit with reacting since I was, you know, Pilot and Pussy went viral just before I joined. And we had a massive group of over like 30 reactors all talking at the same time. And you know, it's Amma's love child, basically. I call it, it's Amma's child.
It is.
So it literally, he's so passionate about it, and I love that for him and the motivation he's got with it. So I literally was just minding my own, and it come about that they actually needed another girl because Noosh had joined and they needed another girl in there. So all of a sudden on a random Wednesday, I actually remember the day, a random Wednesday just before the Estilao final, I got a message off Amma saying, hey, you know, I love what you do. I think you'd be a perfect fit for Eurovision Tea. Are you free on a Sunday? I was like, well, I only go to the gym in January because, you know, not many things are open. Everyone tries to save. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll give it a go. And if you're more than happy to have me, cool. I got added to the chat. I've done STL reaction. I done Norway reactions with them. And I just clicked straight away. And I knew that these people were going to be important people in my life, and the rest was just history. Literally.
Oh, no. Like when I spoke to Emma the other day, like you can just tell like he loves it. Like
Oh,
that.
it's his child. If he had a woman to birth it, he would. Literally.
But right, we're gonna play a little shady game.
Oh.
It was a nice game at first, but then Emma wanted to spice it up.
Of course he wanted it to be shady. It's Emma.
And I was like, oh, let's do it.
Nah.
So I'm gonna say a few national finals.
Okay.
Tell me who do you think's gonna win? Who's
Okay.
your favorite? And who's your least favorite?
Okay. Okay.
So originally it was just, who's your winner, who's gonna win, but Amos
Yeah, we mix it up.
it's more fun.
Yes.
So let's start with Croatia.
Croatia. Or Marcella is my favorite.
Okay.
Baby lasagna to win because it expresses the taboo of Croatian society of leaving home. The one I don't like, they're gonna hate me, but Let 3. There's so much auto tune and it just sounds AI generated. Like I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel a little bit like sick because of the noise on my ears. It goes like really spongy. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh, like, don't get me wrong, the concept of it is very good and your PR stunt is very good, doing reverse psychology. But the way the song's produced, I'm sorry, I can't on my ears.
it's a bit too much.
Yeah, 100%.
And for the ears as well.
I know. I'm getting old. I've got to save my hearing.
Ukraine.
Ukraine. Winner is Jerry Hay on Aliona.
Yeah.
Makes me cry. In my video, it made me cry. I get Ukrainians messaging me all the time about how much they love it, how much they've seen it, and they know that I stand with them, and everything like that. Probably my fave is Melvin, but I've loved Melvin since 2018, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
My least, oh god, that's tough because it's a very strong selection.
Strong selection, yeah.
Probably, oh kurva. Um, I know I put it as my third, but as I've listened to it again, it'd probably be Slavic English.
Okay.
But I did put it as my third. I'm going to say that for now, even though I think the concept is nuts. I'm going to say that for now, but that could change.
Okay. Because as you said, it is a really strong national final. Like that isn't a bad song
It's
in
not a bad song at all, and it's so tough.
Now MGP, Norway.
Oh, okay. My winner's Gåte by Ulvehan by Gåte.
Yeah.
At the minute, my favorite song. Oh, that's so tough. If he did change the lyrics, because I get where he's coming from and it's very clever to portray, his staging was fucking ridiculous. I loved it. But Milio
Mm,
with Your Mind, that's my favorite song at the moment. Or Mia Green Lights. I love Mia Green Lights too. I'm not a Kano girly this year. I really don't like Dum Diggy Da because Fred sounds like he's singing You Touch My Tra-La-La and I can't get it out my head. So
oh,
I'm not particularly a massive fan.
our last country is of course España, Benidorm.
Espanol, my favorite people on earth. My winner is Sophia Cole with Here to Stay. I'm gonna react to her video later tonight, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna upload that as well. I think my fave song is St. Pedro because it's different and it's Bolero, and I know the Spanish people really, really want to send that to Eurovision after Blanca Paloma last year, who actually bumped into a friend of mine during a dinner. And my friend showed them the video again, and she actually told them that she still really loves the video and she watches it a lot still. And I'm like, Oh, I'm like, I love you. Well, I remember when I went to go meet her and I'd done an interview with her. I had 5 minutes between her and Gustav, and I've never run so fast in my life since year nine gym class. It was terrible. I must have lost about 2 stone. And as soon as I walked in on Nushi's video, you can hear Maria, her translator. She's the most gorgeous girl you'll ever meet. Um, she was like, "There's also a girl that we love that's a paler and pussy." And Noosh pointed at me, and Blanca went, "Did it Mia?" And she was so shocked and happy that it was me. And bless her, she was trying so hard in my interview to speak English. And I was like, this woman just deserves the world. She's so pure and so genuine. And I was just like, she just deserves the world, literally. But St. Pedro's my fave. The one I don't like, oh God, um, will probably be it'd probably be Angie. I'm not a massive fan of Angie this year.
Oh my God, gag!
Yeah, I know. I know. Someone shoot me. Honestly, the Spanish people are gonna come for me. But I'm not a massive fan of Angie. I just can't click.
That is so funny, only because so Emma thinks she's gonna win.
Really?
And we were talking about like how I've not like I don't know anyone who dislikes the song. Like
I
everyone like
mean, to be fair, I could change it and say Caliente because I used to love Caliente.
yeah, you've got a valid point.
I mean, I used to love Caliente and he was daddy all over. I was like, yes, daddy. But after an interview I've seen and just the way he came across, it sort of put me off a bit. Like, you don't go with your ego saying that Spanish people are not warming up to your song, and there's a certain phobias against it because of who you are. And Spanish people don't like it because of that. Don't do that, and don't say the rest of Europe likes your song. Don't be egotistical like that because when it comes to performing, you know you're gonna fuck up because of saying that because the pressure's gonna be on your shoulders. That is literally it. So yeah, put that one as the one that I don't like at the minute. I
Valid.
take it back about Angie Emma if you watch it.
But make sure everyone tunes in to watch his performance for Mr. Pablo, who is a sexy dancer, and he deserves all of your love because that's why Georgie should be in the final, not because of
Oh
him.
my god. Pablo, represent Spain, please. We're rooting for you.
But right, I'm not going to say who because you need to guess, but to end the
Okay.
I didn't think of this idea with Emma, but I've just
Right.
one today, and they have a question for you, and you need to answer it.
Okay. Oh god. Okay.
Which Eurovision artists' underwear would you like to have in possession with?
Where?
Underwear?
Right, we're saying this for pure entertainment and jokes only.
Yeah, yeah,
What from any year?
yeah, yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. Do you know what? Just for a laugh, and he did speak like a road band, Andrew Lambro. Just for a laugh.
Who do you think asked the question?
Probably Emma.
Costas.
I know who he thought I was gonna say. I know who he thought I was gonna say. He's such a little shit. Agapimo! Agapimo Malaka!
Thank you, lover, so much for this
You're
video.
more than welcome.
Me and everyone else to get to know you. And you have like, you opened up about struggles and stuff, and I obviously appreciate that. And I think you just show like you're such a lovely person. And everyone should follow Laura if you have what's your channel?
Slavandic.
Right. Make sure you tune in for the next video. Oh, and like, subscribe, and comment and all of that jazz.
Nah.
Bye.